So I was watching this interview today. I believe it was on Global News, and it was an interview with Peter MacKay. And at one point, they were asking him if, like, that he thought whether or not Pierre Poilievre was going to be removed by the Conservative Party. Like, who are they going to hold accountable for the campaign that was terribly run by the Conservatives? Now, he did point out in his answer that the Conservatives did ended up with more of the popular vote than they have in previous years. I think Pierre Poilievre might have gotten even more than Stephen Harper has in previous years. That they gained more seats and so on and so forth, that they don't consider it like a huge disaster, other than the fact that they just didn't win. But he said that they weren't going to blame Pierre Poilievre, that most likely what would happen is that they would blame members of the campaign, right? And immediately my thought went to, oh, Jenny Breyer, I wonder if they're going to get rid of her. And sure enough, that's the next question from the reporter. And, would they blame and remove Jenny Burns? Sorry, not Breyer, Burns. And Peter MacKay, without hesitation, instantly, yes. And I thought to myself, whoa, I don't know if Pierre's going to like that. Because, I mean, that's his ex-girlfriend, right? I think they have a very close relationship. And I can't see him being happy with them throwing her under the bus, right? But ultimately, somebody has to take the blame. And I was thinking afterwards, like, if Pierre Poilievre decides that he doesn't want to blame the people on his campaign, or the Conservative Party doesn't, the next place they would go would be the influencers. All of the people out there that were speaking on behalf of the Conservative Party that weren't being paid by them. So the influencers, and, like, for example, when you're on a news show and they bring in, like, people that used to work for the Conservative Party, Lisa Raitt, who was an MP at one point, or that one guy that's like used to be a campaign manager for Andrew Scheer. I kind of wonder if they would put the blame on them, because those are people that are easy to throw under the bus, right? You had Lisa Raitt at one point saying all of these things in just one interview that insulted people that were 65 and older, suggesting that they were stupid and didn't understand how to use something easy like a garage door opener, which was not smart, considering, like, you just have to look at the numbers and how many old people did not vote Conservative. But when you see interviews like that on mainstream media where a former Conservative member is insulting older people, why would they want to vote Conservative? You had that whole meme going around where that older gentleman decided to flip off a Conservative protester and self-proclaimed reporter outside of a Carney rally. He became a joke. They were mocking him. They doxed him. They doxed his family. They went after all because he flipped off the camera, and they were kept referring to him as the liberal boomer. Again, why would you want to support a party that allows that to go on, that doesn't put a stop to it, that those are the type of people that are out there supporting the Conservatives every single day? Doesn't make me want to support it, right? And then you just look at the influencers, right? They're spreading all of this disinformation, this misinformation, this hate, this division, anything to create some sort of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Distrust in Carney, anything to like shake somebody and make him believe, well, could he have been involved in Epstein? Could he be a predator? Could he be hiding all of this money? And could, like, just the endless hate. And instead of, like, the influencer saying, hey, this is why I'm voting Pierre Poilievre, he is going to do this for this and that, and spreading these positive messages, you just continue to put out there the same attack ad American style politics that the Conservatives were putting out. So, and on a worse scale, like way worse than anything the Conservatives did themselves. So when people see something like that, that makes them want to go. I mean, I've seen videos of people that are conservative who said that I've seen the hatred from the people around me that call themselves conservative too. And I can't side with them. I can't side with a Canada that would accept this. So I'm going to go vote Liberal. So right there is proof of the fact that so much of the hatred and division that came from the right, especially the influencers, but also from some of the people that were on, supposed to be experts for the conservative side on mainstream media, did not help Pierre Poilievre win in any way. I admit his campaign definitely had some problems and he couldn't deviate, and there's definitely some issues there, but I don't think the Conservatives want to admit that it was his campaign. And I don't think that Pierre is willing to throw his campaign manager or any of his campaign managers under the bus for that. I think they will go after the influencers because they're easy pickings. Because it's so much easier to blame it on the people that you had no control over than to admit that it was your own team that didn't friggin' listen. But that's just my theory.